So let me tell you about the culture of the Quebecois first. Um, they kind of have a reputation. Some of them are quite proud of it, of being being like the weather, kind of cold when it's cold and warm when it's warm. People are inside and keep to themselves a lot when it's cold in winter. I mean, that's where it's comfortable. It's really uncomfortable to be outside when it's so cold. During the summer, everyone's outside. They're all on their porch. People are, everyone's talking to neighbors and friendly. There's lots of parks. They're all walking in parks. People are outside during the summer. Um, as far as the how that affects their personality, a lot of people talk about how they're Quebecois are cold on the outside, but they're really warm inside. Just like it's cold outside and it's warm in their home. And what I like about that is a lot they don't. They're not going to pretend to be nice to you or talk to you if they're not interested. They'll be direct with you. And when you do get to know and develop a friendship with them, they are very loyal and very kind and caring and hospitable people. And so I loved it. Like I felt people were, for the most part, they have a very genuine culture. And so I grew up in California, where a lot of people are very friendly, but maybe they don't want to talk to you. They'll be nice to you, but they may not want to talk to you, or they may be busy or something. And so for me, it was a contrast to meet someone who maybe seemed uninterested at first, but then actually was a really good friend. And so I liked that. I thought it was interesting. However, in Montreal, you have so many different cultures from all over the world. So let me talk about etiquette for a second. You got asked about etiquette. With the Quebecois, there was nothing different from growing up in my home and occasionally putting my elbows on the table, whatever. There wasn't anything offense. I never felt like I offended anybody by my etiquette at the dinner table. However, when I was in Montreal, you kind of have to be a chameleon if you're in this mission. Just see what the people are doing, and a lot of times they're okay if you ask questions like what's appropriate. For example, if you're eating with the African family, you may be eating with your hand. Make sure you use your right hand, not your left hand. The left hand is used for dirty things. The right hand is used for clean things like food. If you're with a Chinese family, it's okay to pick up your bowl and drink your soup. We had one ward mission leader who was from London, and for him it was very important that missionaries used their cutlery appropriately, and for him that was important. So he helped us. He helped teach us the way we should eat according to the way he learned growing up in London. I'm trying to think, might have to use chopsticks. You might have to. There's so many different ways. You might eat the shell of the shrimp, or you might take off the shell of the shrimp. It depends, and just kind of watch what's going on around you. But it's exciting because you really do get exposed to so many different ways. So I think it's good for a missionary in those eating situations to be observant and kind and be willing to take correction. Sometimes the correction comes pretty abruptly, and don't take offense. In the city, you have people from all different cultures, and a lot of people are new to the area, and so most people in Montreal will actually listen to you or talk to you and have a conversation, because it's kind of like everybody's a stranger. Even people from Quebec, they've come to Montreal, to the city, to work or to go to school. And so a lot of people are open-minded, especially the younger generation, like the young single adult age, very open-minded and willing to talk about religion. You might have, they may have strong opinions about it as well. But you can have great dialogue and conversation about religion. In some of the smaller towns, I found that it really wasn't effective to be pushy, especially because they're small towns and you're probably going to see that person again the next week. And so it's really, for us, it was helpful just to, we still, of course, we're missionaries. We ask people if they're interested, but to quickly accept no for an answer. And then a lot of times we'd offer service if it looked like they needed help with something. A great friendship we had where we ended up sharing the gospel with the family was they said, no way, go away. And they were painting their porch. And so we offered to, hey, we could come back tomorrow in our street clothes and help you paint. Would you like that? And they're like, oh, sure. And we developed a great friendship with them, and we'd see them about once a week just as friends and say hi. And finally, they asked about religion. And so I think it's a culture where it it didn't really pay off to be pushy. It helped to be patient and just be a create some awareness. Most people weren't aware of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and I think since I was there, while I was there, and since I've been there, a lot has been done to develop awareness of the church, and people know who the missionaries are, and a lot of people distinguish now between missionaries from our church, from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and other missionaries from other faiths. One thing that we did that was exciting, I'll share this story quickly, is we went to a baseball game, the Montreal Expos, before they moved away from Montreal. And somehow it was arranged that we got to sing, the entire mission would sing the national anthem at the beginning of the game. And so we did. So we had, I think we had about 200 missionaries at the time, singing the national anthem, around the pitcher's mound. And we were in the tunnel giving high fives to the San Francisco Giants as they went out to play. And that was just a really cool experience for us, first of all. But for weeks after, missionaries would see people in the park or out on the street and said, "Hey, you're one of those people that was at the game." And so these baseball fans recognized and remembered us, and just being out there and being, trying to be part of the community really helped a lot to create awareness and start the dialogue of religion with people.